I sent a pre-trip notification a few days in advance with the driver's name and phone number. The drivers arrived on time for both pickup and drop-off, were friendly, and communicated in English without problems. However, at Lisbon Airport, the pickup method wasn't the usual sign holding. The pickup list was on a sticker on a sign at the exit, and the sign was double-sided. I didn't notice it at first and had to look for it to recognize the driver. I suggest that the pre-trip notification should remind passengers of this beforehand. No matter how many times I travel, I always feel uneasy in a new place. Especially if it's night and the weather is bad, a transfer is reassuring. I was worried about whether I would be able to communicate with the person in charge through messages, but as expected, I couldn't send a reply even though I wanted to. After struggling for about 10 minutes, I was relieved when we finally met. The person in charge was very considerate and kind, dropping me off at the entrance of the hotel, so I was glad I asked for it. The car was very dirty and messy on the way from the airport to the city, and the driver was quite reckless. However, the car was in good condition on the return trip, and I'm grateful that the driver was accommodating to my schedule. But the way he stopped at a rather awkward spot to let me out gave me a subtle impression of being a local. There are too many roads in Lisbon's Old Town that drivers can't access, so the driver kept confirming the location with us the day before. On the day of the pickup, after communicating with the driver to confirm the location, he waited for us for almost 10 minutes. We are truly grateful that he didn't give up on us. The flight was delayed, and so was the driver. Carrying two groups of passengers at the same time was a bit cramped. But since it was close to 1 a.m., having someone to pick them up was convenient. Instant communication is very convenient, allowing drivers to know their approximate waiting time. The cost is also reasonable, making it highly recommended for anyone who needs it. Thumbs up. Highly recommended. The price isn't too expensive, the drivers arrive early, and contacting them is never a problem, even in the early morning. A great option if you need one. The driver contacted me the day before to confirm the itinerary for the following day. He arrived at the hotel early that day and drove safely. Thumbs up. The driver was excellent, he arrived early and gave very detailed instructions. The ride was safe, smooth, and fast, and we arrived at the hotel quickly. Because the accommodation was located on a narrow road with roadblocks, the driver was very professional, which made me feel at ease. We will send a message to the driver before departure for easy communication. You can also contact us via WhatsApp. Driver Bruno is professional, punctual, friendly, and provides travel advice when needed. The driver proactively contacted me via WhatsApp and arrived ahead of schedule. Nice driver and on time.